Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the TEQ LR GINYU Force. Finally got their EZA on Global, making them the final piece of the puzzle for the full power optimal GINYU Force team. So these guys are going to be looking very, very good on the team. Their main role really is to provide support. So I would imagine most of the time you are just going to be running them as a third slot floating unit. But obviously for the sake of the showcase, we are going to keep them on rotation. Now, something that does make them very, very good post EZA is that both of their super attacks, they greatly raise attack and defense for one turn. Now, they do have the Extreme Class Allies attack raise on their 18 key. So obviously in any turns where they do end up in slot 1 or even in slot 2, they are going to benefit the other units on the rotation. But I don't know if they're necessarily a unit that you want to use in that way. But the fact that they greatly raise on both their supers means obviously if you get an additional with an LR, obviously it's always the 12 key, they're going to greatly raise their defense again. So that is very, very good. Then they get key +3, attack and defense 59%, an additional attack and defense 10% per GINYU Force ally on the team up to 59%, so obviously we're going to have the full buff for that. Extreme Class Allies attack and defense 30%, and then an additional attack and defense 29% for GINYU Force allies. So a lot of 59s in the passive, because obviously it's Goku GINYU, and Goku has the whole 5-9 thing. Shout out to 5-9 Gaming, but yeah, for a lot of 5-9s in here, but 59% support to the rest of the GINYU Force is pretty crazy. And considering the fact that AGL GINYU obviously does provide a little bit of GINYU Force ally support. In fact, 30% attack and defense, that is quite significant actually. So we are getting 60% support, we got 300k defense. So in fact, let me go ahead and actually put him in slot 1. And then let's see how this is going to affect, because my GINYU is Rainbow. They share 5 links, so I mean my GINYU should put out a pretty respectable attack stat here on turn 1. Now we should tank normal attacks for double digits, yep. Are we going to eat a super? Hopefully not before we super attack. Perfect. Wow, 7.7. I mean they are with double support because the GINYUs both give 30%. They're giving themselves 59%. But yeah, 7.7. I mean, a lot of the GINYU Force units, because AGL GINYU does as well, this team does have a lot of support units. So even if you're using them as a third slot float, like that's not an unrealistic attack stat that you can see from them. Especially if you have units like the Int Jason Berta on the rotation, who obviously are giving 60% support to GINYU Force allies. And it's not specifically GINYU Force, right? Is it Extreme and Space Traveling? I have to double check, but 60% support for GINYU Force. So we definitely need to get them. Well, actually, I think were they in slot 7? I think they were, right? Because they're not on this turn, so they're going to be on the next rotation. I guess the way we'll run the setup for the showcase is we'll just have a rotation where we have Jason Berta in slot 1, and then the LR in slot 2. And they should just absolutely go off. So yeah, these guys obviously very good. Like I say, the final piece of the puzzle for making the full optimal GINYU Force team. I mean, this team can beat like every event in the game basically. I mean, technically both the LRs are free to play, but out of the actual like farmable free to play units, we're only using the Jace. The only reason I brought him is because he is a support unit as well. Plus he has the Scouter, which is pretty useful. So, let us do this so we can connect up all of these green orbs here and get the full. So now we're getting the 60% support from Jason Berta. Yeah, we have 333k defense at the start of the turn. So on super attack, we're going to be over 450k. And then, of course, if we can get the double super, then we would be looking very, very good. So the only downside to them, and it's kind of similar to the resurrection of F Blues, I guess, we talked about it in the most recent video for them, is the fact that they don't have any other sort of defensive tech. So against some of the hardest bosses in the game, like Broly, they've got type advantage. Would they live a super if we're on full health? I think so, maybe. If we're on full health on the GINYU Force team, then potentially. But like Metal Cooler Core, for example, he probably is still one-shotting them with a super attack. Potentially even if they double super. And then, of course, we have the Omega, who they have type disadvantage to. But Omega, we know where he's going to super attack, right, in the final phase. So, you know, you should never be getting them hit with the Omega super attack in the first place. But yeah, I mean, solid defense overall. Like I say, you're most likely going to be using them as a third slot floating unit. So it's always a little bit annoying when they give these units the super attack effect that raises allies like attack power, when ideally you're not going to be using them in slot 1 or even 2. Like, obviously, for the sake of this showcase, we could put them in slot 2, and then obviously that's going to give the unit in slot 3 a pretty significant buff. But I mean, to be honest, the TEQ GINYU force, depending on whether you have both the summonable side units, like the Jason Burr and the Raccoon and Guldo, unironically, you could probably run the TEQ LR GINYU force on rotation as a unit, like main rotation unit, because they are very powerful. Like, if you're GINYU, for example, AGL GINYU, let's say you only have them at 55%, but you have the LR rainbowed, then obviously one of your rotations, even if you have this exact setup that I'm using here, one of the rotations you could have your Raccoon and Guldo with the more powerful Captain GINYU as one of your rotations, and then have the other rotation, kind of like we're doing for the showcase here, be Jason Berta and then the LR in slot 2. Because then the units that float into slot 3, including the other Captain GINYU, are going to be benefiting from that attack buff from the 18 key super attack effect, which is obviously very, very good. So, alright, let's see. Because, yeah, here, for example, because we're not getting attacked in slot 1, we might as well do this. So, we have 311k. So, we're still over 450k when we super. Unfortunately, we haven't been lucky enough to get any double super turns. Although, to be fair, I did obviously make their hidden potential like when they first came out. So, they definitely do want more additional. I even gave them a little bit of an extra dodge because they have a... Wow, these skill orbs are terrible. You can see I was running low on skill orbs when I decided to equip these guys up. Level 4 dodge and level 3 super attack boost. So I definitely would change that to like an additional skill orb. Because any turns where they get a double super, then obviously they're going to be looking very, very powerful. So we'll see how much we do. Obviously Jason Berta and then the STR Jace are not exactly hard-hitting units anyway, so this extra support from the 18 key super attack effect isn't exactly going to be crazy. But how much are Jason Berta going to do here? I mean, 4.78, I mean, considering the numbers that we usually see them hitting, that's honestly not that bad. And then, of course, they have that built-in chance to do additionals, which apparently they're not going to do any of. Can Jace take out Oceanus here? Maybe if he crits. He didn't crit. Shame. Obviously, Jace with the Scouter effect, very, very useful. Right, who's built up the most here? Wow, my GINYU has almost 600k defense already. That's crazy. So the friend one probably needs more build up. So we'll go ahead and do this. There's a bunch of AGL orbs there. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because Raccoon and Guldo are going to finish off Oceanus here. Get the last of their stacks. Oh, they only needed one. Perfect. We're no longer getting the defense up icon. So they are fully built up now. 4.4 million from them. Again, obviously, they're not like... Both them and Jason Berta are not units that you're kind of expecting to do crazy attack stats. Like, they're there for the defense. And then, of course, Jason Berta there for the support. They have that dodge chance, which can still come in very, very handy in the events that don't disable dodge. And that's the thing. This TEQ LR GINYU force, they are a very good addition to the team. Oh, we can get Legendary Power active here as well. Let's do this. They're a very good addition to the team for something like Red Zone Broly, where obviously you're not going to be bringing Jason Berta because you can't dodge. Whereas obviously this guy, not only is he going to be looking good, but he has the type advantage in the final phase as well. So this should be a very good turn for him with Legendary Power active. I've got everything except Gentleman and More Than Meets the Eye. Let's try not to get the Dokkan attack here. I'd rather not have Jason Berta get the Dokkan attack. Dodge this. Ah, of course, of all the attacks that they're not going to dodge. 310k, jeez. Alright, and because we started on turn 2, because the TEQ GINYU Force was on turn 2, not turn 1, you guys didn't see the very start of the fight, we are using the Extreme Namek Saga support memory, the yellow freezer one for 200 memories, film reels, which of course is a permanent buff to Extreme Planet Namek Saga units. So, essentially GINYU Force, right, but it does include like the freezers and stuff, but perfect support memory to use for this this stage. And goddamn, these attack stats, like the two LRs together, oof, looking very, very good. And we can even transform with the GINYU. Let's go ahead and do that, because why not? I mean, this obviously, like, the GINYU Force team is very, very powerful anyway, but we are just going to absolutely steamroll through this. No super attack this turn. Good old STR Jace, providing us with that handy intel. I'm actually not going to do this because I want GINYU to get off as many supers as possible, so I actually don't really want the Rikuman Guldo to do a ton of damage. I mean, I say that, right, as if I'm playing this out in, like, you know, trying to win the stage proper strats, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Let's see, 5 million to start with for GINYU. I mean, the one thing you have to take away from this, right, so we're getting very solid attack stats. They've got over 400k defense even on a turn without a lot of other support from, because we're running them with a 60% support unit, so obviously we're seeing a slightly more inflated number every turn. But even as a floating support unit, not only are their numbers going to be decent, but I mean, you really cannot take away from the fact that they're going to be getting, they're giving 59% support to everybody else on the team. So like, the rotation of, like, you know, I guess we would run the team normally in an event where you can't disable dodge like this, right? Where we have Jason Berta, we have the GINYU, and then on the other rotation we have Rikuman Guldo and GINYU. And then, yeah, this guy coming in slot 3 is just going to be providing the extra 59% support, which is pretty good. So, do we get any extra links? Oh, yeah, we do get 2 extra links from GINYU. Gentleman and Respect. Let's check those out, shall we? So, Gentleman is key to defense 10%, and then Respect is attack 20%. Yeah, that's pretty significant. So, we're at 333 on this rotation, yeah, with the GINYU. So, they're looking very good here. I don't think Jason Berta will kill, although I say that now, and they'll go ahead and do, like, triple supers with crits or something on this turn. But, let's see. Because if we don't crit, type neutral, I don't think we're going to be doing that much damage. It's not bad, but then they didn't additional, so that's perfect. Yeah, 8.76. I mean, that's pretty good, right, for a unit that's going to be floating. Because with the links that we're getting from Captain GINYU, like if we were running the rotation the way I described it earlier, and they were just in slot 3, that's still the attack stat that they would have hit. So they'd have had that level of attack with 450k defense, while giving everybody else that massive buff. So, I mean, I'm definitely very happy with the way this unit turned out. It took them a while to get it to global, but now we finally have it, and I have to say I am pretty impressed with the TEQ LR GINYU Force here. So, you guys let me know what you think down below. Did you get the EZA for them done? Obviously, the problem is with the GINYU Force, like, we're probably not going to get many buffs now going forward. And obviously GINYU Force already has its Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So it's not like we're going to get any new content anytime soon that is solely themed around using the GINYU Force team. And I would imagine probably quite a while till we go back to Namek Saga in any way, shape or form for new content. So, be interesting to see. I guess, like I said, this really is the final piece of the puzzle for the GINYU Force team, because not going to see buffs for a while. The unit not only holds their own very well, but is providing a ton of support. So, I mean, they basically are a must-run on the team, right? Like, when you're putting together your GINYU Force team, you have your AGL GINYU, you have your 2 side banner units, and then you have your 2 LRs. And they are both very, very good. I'm definitely impressed. So, let me just do... Let's grab this, grab these. We'll see one last attack from the TEQ LR here. Hopefully we don't get absolutely destroyed in slot 1. I could have used an item, I guess, but yeah, obviously we're going to take double-digit damage from the normals, that's fine. I mean, I'm honestly impressed, because, like, using the GINYU Force team a bit recently, like, seeing the kind of low attack stats that Jason Berta can hit, Like, having that 59% support really is providing quite a lot. And it's giving the extra defense as well, which is really important. Because Jace and Berta, obviously, if they miss their dodging, we don't want them to still be taking tons of damage. So, yeah, 7.6. Very, very good. Very strong. Very, very solid option for this team. So let me know what you guys think of the TEQ LR GINYU Force. We finally got a double super rotation just as I was going to end the video. So their defense is now close to like 600k on this turn, which is pretty crazy. So let me know what you guys think of them down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.